weaving, you can do all kinds of different shapes. It doesn't have to be limited to just stripes. I'm actually about to show you something called interlocking blocks, where we're going to weave just as we've been doing before with the over and under pattern. But I'm going to stop right at this middle string right here, pull it all the way through until I have just an inch or two left on this tail. And then with this color, since I haven't gone all the way to the end, when I turn around here on this middle string, it's only going to be on this side of my weaving. Interlocking blocks is a great way to get color on one side of the weaving and have it be different on the other side. So I could choose something else over here. You'll see that in just one moment. I had to turn around like that, and I'm going to turn around right over here again. We're still following that over and under pattern that we've been doing this whole time. We're just stopping it at a different spot than we normally do. There we go. I've actually kept this side of the weaving really loose. I haven't compressed it down yet because I need to leave it loose because I have room to work with on this side. When I take a new color, I'm going to turn it around on this same center string. So if I tighten it up too much, then it gets a little hard to work with. I'll come in on this side, starting this way, still trying to follow that over-under pattern that we're getting used to. Once I get to this string right here in the middle, I'm going in between rows 1 and 2 and getting right up in there. Pull it out, and again we're going to need to leave a tail all the way here at the end and then turn back around going this way. As I approach again, I'll just scooch that second row down so I still have plenty of room to get right in there for my next row. Now, as you work, you may notice that you have about the same number of rows, but you want the exact same number of rows. This has 1, 2, 3, 4 rows here of this pink color and only 1, 2, 3 of the yellow color. So I do still need to come back in with one more row of this one before I can finish up my interlocking blocks. Now that I have them finished, I will go ahead and condense them so you can see what they look like. There they are, 2 different sets of colors. With interlocking blocks, you don't have to only turn around on the middle string. You could turn around on something on the edge. So it could just be here and still have all kinds of designs on this side. Maybe you could even do stripes on one side. I'm actually just going to finish it off with one single row going all the way across. And then maybe I'll do some other patterns in a minute. And there you have it. That's how you do interlocking blocks.
In addition to interlocking blocks, you can also change colors on a slant, creating triangles and diamonds of color. I'm going to demonstrate how to make a diagonal slant. Instead of having this yellow piece of yarn go all the way to the edge, I'm bringing it one step before. In the next row, I will bring it one step before that, making it shorter by one strand each time. You may need to use several pieces of yarn to get through. You'll be changing yarn exactly like you do normally, setting aside the extra tail and adding in your additional string of yarn. When you add it in, you'll follow that up and down motion that you've been doing all along, just bringing it back one strand earlier. When you reach the very last strand on your diagonal, set the yarn aside and leave it hanging. Now we have a diagonal swatch of yellow and an empty area. Use a new color of yarn and start on the other side. This time we will be increasing one strand each time. We will begin to fill up the empty area this way. The first row I'll only go over it once. Then I'll be going over 2 strands, and then 3, and by the time we're done, it will reach all the way across, filling it in. In all of the techniques we use for weaving, make sure to go around the string that you designate at your end piece in that row. It's important to check that you are alternating going over and under as you pull through and as you add rows. You can change colors anytime you want to. Make triangles, blocks of color, stripes, and all kinds of designs. Mine is inspired by nature. Can you see the sunset and mountains beginning to take shape? I'm very excited to see what you can come up with too. You should have a variety of wonderful colors of yarn to work with. As you finish, make sure you don't go too near the other end of the cardboard loom and try to fill your entire cardboard loom with a weaving. The more space you have at the edges makes it easier to take it off of the loom in just a minute. This helps us out quite a lot. Have fun creating!